Hi there. I'm filming this video about 2 days after I posted my first one on Madam Web. I had so much fun doing the first one that I just immediately wanted to do another one. But I couldn't think of an idea because I was really only doing the Madam Web video because I was really passionate about it. It was taking up a lot of my headspace. But you know what else was taking up a lot of my headspace recently? 50 Shades of Grey, the series. So a fun fact about me is that when I watch a movie I even sort of enjoy, my immediate instinct is to rewatch it. Just as soon as it ends, I'm like, oh, let's start it over. So I'm home for spring break. My plan was to get high and watch all the 50 Shades movies because I think that's fun, and I'm on a Dakota Johnson kick, so I've just been watching her movies. And I was like, this will be so fun and funny and ironic. Do you want to know what happened? I sort of enjoyed the movie. And it's spring break, so I have a lot of free time. So I'm about to share something with you that is personally very embarrassing for me. This spring break, I watched 50 Shades of Grey, the first movie, 3 times. I watched 50 Shades Darker 3 times. And I watched 50 Shades Freed twice. That one's worse. So I thought, since that took up so much of my time this break, I was like, well, I gotta make a video on it, I can make this into content. So I thought it'd be fun if I watched it for a 4th time and I shared some thoughts with you. I also wanted to blend some live commentary, so I just filmed myself watching the movie for the 4th time. I think I'm going to have this intro, and right after this I'm gonna put my live commentary. Then at the end I'm gonna summarize my thoughts on the movie, depending on how long the commentary video ends up being. If not, it might just be my live commentary. But for right now, that's the plan. So I guess I'll see you soon. I'll be watching 50 Shades of Grey for the 4th time, offering some unique perspectives. I hope you enjoy. Thanks. Do you want to see my setup right now? This is the box that you're propped up on. Here's me. Here's my little pillow setup. Here's the TV. About 5 inches from my face for optimal brain cell loss. I'm also going to show you when I click on 50 Shades of Grey, bam, we have a watch again. HBO thinks I'm a freak, surely. And I just got the account from my brother, so this is the first series of movies I'm watching on HBO Max. The only things I've watched on HBO Max have been all 3 50 Shades of Grey movies, multiple times over, in the span of a week and a half. I know HBO is I'm also a little sniffly, so sorry. You're gonna have to deal with that. Okay, gonna click watch again. Are we ready? Gotta focus. Jesus. I hope you guys enjoy this unique perspective of 4th time 50 Shades of Grey watcher. Do you think I'll get copyright claimed? No one's watching this. This guy does make a suit look really cool, though. He kind of makes me want to, be a businessman. Or a billionaire. First Dakota Johnson appearance. And I'm gonna be super normal about it. Oh, wow. She's gorgeous. She's gonna trip and fall. It's gonna be really embarrassing. There it is. Is Steele a last name that people have? The way his face doesn't move when he delivers lines is really unsettling. She's really bad at interviewing. See, she's biting the pencil right now, and he's like, oh my god, she's the sexiest woman alive. I just, it doesn't look natural. I like that this is set in Seattle. She's chewing on a pencil that says gray. That's not very subtle. Oh my god, my favorite guy, Jose. Sucks that he's supposed to be the Jacob of this movie. It's a bit mean to Jacob. I also love that she works at a hardware store. She's an English lit major. The only reason she works here is so they can have that scene where he's like, do you stock rope? She gasps like she's in a horror movie when she sees Christian Grey in the wild. I guess I would also be scared if the billionaire I interviewed the other day came into my place of work, and my place of work happened to be a hardware store. He's so creepy. She's just pulling out rope from a little wheel, and he's like, that's so impressive. That's kind of hot though. She's twining the rope over her elbow. I just think she's hot. Ew, that was weird. Her coworker like went up to her and like touched her shoulder and was like, "Hey." Why is every man in this movie weird? I think it's weird that the friends never talk about how rich Christian Grey is. Like, if a billionaire asked me for coffee, I'd be like, hell yeah. Like, and Kate's just like, oh, that's so sweet. I hope he's nice. I'd be like, oh my god, marry him. Maybe I'm evil. What does high-handed mean? I don't know why I'm asking you. You're a camera. Why does she even like Christian? He's just kind of an asshole. You guys are in public. Keep it together. That's funny considering what they do in 50 Shades Darker. Also, her roommate is supposed to be the valedictorian? What school do they go to? Damn. Also, do colleges have valedictorians? I say as I'm in college. Do they? I want to look this up, but I'm filming with my phone. Hold on, I'm going to use my iPad. Do colleges have... Oh, it's the third search. This is a common question. Some colleges have a valedictorian while others do not. That's a boring fucking answer. You know, in the first movie, they kind of talk about how she loves books so much, but they, like, never talk about it again. Wait, that's a lie. She becomes a fiction editor. It's like I'm a fake fan of the 50 Shades franchise. That implies that I'm even a fan. Party! I wish they show more of this, like, her getting drunk. Because she takes one shot and then she's like drunk enough to vomit and faint and die. She does do some really good drunk acting here, like I believe it. My only qualm with this scene is that she's in the bathroom line and she calls Christian and she like roasts him. And then she turns to the girl next to her and she's like, I told him, right? And the girl looks at her like, that would not happen at a bar girls restroom line. That girl would be like, hell yeah, you told him. You're hot and sexy and he's probably stupid and ugly. Like, that's been my bathroom line experience at every place I've been to where there are drunk women. Like, I've done that. I've been like, yeah, you deserve better. And I don't know the situation at all. I also want to know what his issue is with, like, heavy drinking. It probably has to do, like, with his mom, right? I feel like everything comes back to his mommy issues. Why does he know what bar she's at? They've been for coffee one time. Also, she has a flip phone here. This is 2015. Oh my god, my least favorite scene. Jose? Jail. This is so funny, her reaction though, when he's like, I like you, and she's like, no. Vomit on his shoes. He deserves it. She's so real. Don't look at me. Dude, she is killing the drunk acting. I believe it. She's like, who's Elliot? Who the fuck are you? She's so pretty. This is just gonna be like complimenting Dakota Johnson compilation. Also pretty cool that her and her best friend found 2 billionaires to marry. Oh, spoiler. She's gonna faint. Do people faint when they get drunk? Like, I've been blackout before, but I don't think I was like unconscious. That feels dangerously like alcohol poisoning. This is why I wanted more of her like drinking at the bar, because she took one shot and now she's like, I'm unconscious. Like, should she go to the hospital? Also, she's like not that hungover this morning. I would be in shambles. I'd be a shell of a woman. If I fainted while I was drunk, I'd be like, I can't move this whole day. Oh, she's pretty. Damn it. If you put a drink and 2 pills on a bedside table, you do not have to put a sign that says drink me and eat me. It's implied. Oh my god, this is one of my favorite scenes. He gives her toast and she starts to eat it. And as she's chewing, he's like, if you were mine, you wouldn't be able to walk for a week. And she's like mouth full. She's like, what? If I may go on a tangent, this actor's accent, I think he's Irish. And you can tell. Like, he's not doing a great American accent, and he's doing, like, this stilted thing where his voice is pretty deep, but it's, like, weirdly deeper when he's doing his American accent. And he's got, like, this slight lisp. I don't know. His line delivery is really strange because of this accent, I think. I was watching that Jenny Nicholson video where she was doing a script doctor for 50 Shades Darker. Like, literally her first point was that you need to recast Christian, and I agree. And she said Henry Cavill, and I was like, that would be a good... Like, I'd almost be, like, willing to forgive every one of his red flags if it was Henry Cavill. I love how many... He says weird things, and she keeps going, like, what? It's, like, such a good reaction. Oh, they're making out. In an elevator, no less. Do those businessmen know what was just happening in that elevator? Literally, it took me to my 3rd watch to hear what he was saying because I didn't have the captions on. He's saying, laters, baby. You want me to believe that billionaire BDSM obsessed Christian Grey says, "Laters, baby"? Do you think they're gonna play that Ellie Goulding song? You're the light, you're the night. Do you guys think that helicopter rides are romantic? I bet it'd just be loud. And I'd be nervous. I'd be really scared. She like has fun with it, but I'd be like, we're really high up. Why does he know how to fly a helicopter? He's like 27 and a billionaire. Is he not busy? Like, how many hours are there in a day? He has so many weird lines, and the actor does nothing to make his weird lines seem more normal. Why are you surprised? The only place you guys go is Seattle. How long does it take to get to Seattle via helicopter? Because they do it in the length of like half a song. But how long is that? Like, is this like an hour helicopter ride? Are they bored? Did they play games? I'm gonna look it up. Well, I don't know where they are. This is my issue, is they keep going to Seattle, but I don't know where they're coming from. There's like weird opera music playing here. Does Christian Grey listen to opera? It kind of just sounds like wind blowing through his empty, hollow apartment. Like, do you watch TV in here? What TV do you watch? I need to know, like, extensively what type of media Christian Grey consumes. What's his favorite band? I love that I still cringe at this. This is my 4th time watching it, and I'm like, ugh. Oh my god, we're about to see the playroom. She goes, like, for your Xbox and stuff? This is like a horror movie. Does he find this room sexy? It's kind of scary looking. Like, it's red everywhere. And I guess that's like a sexy color. I don't know. Maybe it's the music that's making this more chilling. Don't close the door behind you. I'd be like, let me out. Don't trap me in here. I really want to know the cost-benefit analysis she's doing in her head right now. Like, how hot is this man? Like, am I still willing to stick around? She just asked if women do this to him, like, beat him up with, like, a cane or whatever. I think the movie would have been better if that was his thing. Why does she know what a sadist is but doesn't know what a dominant is? I hate his acting. I've seen so many videos about how this is a crazy, horrible representation of, like, BDSM, because he's, like, really weird and toxic and abusive. And I agree. Like, he's weird. This damn contract. Oh my god, and then she's like, I'm a virgin. And he's like, oh my god. You're so hot. The way he says virgin, he talks like a child. You're a virgin? Oh, we're at the sex scene. How long has this been happening? Shocking. Woman watches 50 Shades of Grey, and there's sex. I think it's over. This kinky bastard has a mirror on his ceiling? Mirror. I have like a really loose concept of, oh god, they're having sex again. Damn it. When I put this on in the background, I just skip all the sex scenes because they make me uncomfortable, but I like all the other hijinks, you know? Like, I like how weird Christian is outside of sex. Like, he's just kind of, like, strange. I wonder if you can hear moaning in the background of this video. His mom shows up while they're, like, about to have sex, and she's like, I'm naked. It's crazy that her issue is with, like, how many women he's been with, and not everything else. I do like this song. I see nobody but you. I thought you were driving her home, asshole. How'd you fall asleep? How long is this drive? Where does she live? Does she live in, like, Portland or something? That's gonna sound really dumb when I look this up and it's completely wrong. He's talking about his dark past of sexual assault. Do you guys know this plot? That he was, like, initiated into BDSM by a woman, like, 30 years older than him while he was, like, 15. And he's like, she's a friend. No, she's not. Oh, she's in Vancouver. Portland's in Oregon. Okay, I wasn't that off. They're in different states, which is, like, a way longer drive than I thought. She's in Vancouver. Oh, he said laters, baby, again. I saw this, like, very profound post about the story of Orpheus and Eurydice, and it was about Hadestown and how, like, you can watch Hadestown over and over again and you still are like, he's not going to turn around. You don't want him to turn around, and you know what's going to happen, but you keep watching it. And this is how I feel about 50 Shades of Grey. Like, I know it's going to happen. I know she's going to get into this relationship, but I'm like, no, don't do it, girl. He sent her a package with a helicopter balloon. This fucking guy. This is the only time where I'm like, yes, girl. She's like pleased with herself too. She's like, it's nice knowing you. Hee 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 hee. Obsessed with that. And then he shows up at her new apartment and is like, let's have sex. Oh god, I forgot I'm gonna have to go through another sex scene. Literally, she gets scared by him like 4 times in this movie. If that's not a red flag, I don't know what is. Leggings are probably the most unsexy pants to have to like take off during sex. Like they get stuck on your feet. That's embarrassing. So much of this movie is her being all the way naked and Christian just having his shirt off and like staring menacingly at the camera. This must have been so weird to film. Actors are braver than Marines. Is this a Beyonce song? Hold on. More research. Oh my god. It is a Beyonce song. Crazy in Love is from 50 Shades of Grey. Got me looking so crazy right now. That's crazy. I didn't realize that Crazy in Love was for 50 Shades of Grey. This is why I'm so confused by this movie, because it seems like it has quite a budget. You've got like some really big stars on this soundtrack, but it's based on a Twilight fan fiction. I guess it was just a really, really, really best-selling book, which is weird because I've heard the writing is awful, and I don't doubt it. Like, he's an asshole. I keep looking at the camera like you can see what's going on. She looks hot as shit. This dress makes me lose my mind. The purple looks so good on her. This is crazy lighting for a business meeting. It's like orange, the whole room. I like this scene. Like, genuinely. I think it's a really funny way of doing this. Her posture is immaculate. What if I held the microphone like this? I think. He's such a freak. This whole thing is just elaborate foreplay. You're flushed? Everyone's flushed in this room. It's bright red. Stand up, girl. Stop biting your lip. If you notice the fact that I left for many hours and took a shower. No, you don't. She's so cheeky. He went, why do I think you're telling me goodbye? And she went, because I'm leaving. They're at graduation. They're graduating. It's so crazy that Christian is speaking at their graduation ceremony. Like, imagine the guy you're having like a weird BDSM exchange with is like the speaker at your graduation. He's like, I have this contract where you're going to be my submissive. Also, happy graduation. He's not a very good public speaker. Lots of really long pauses. Wow, she looks pretty. Happy graduation, girl. I can't believe she's supposed to be 22 in this movie. She agreed to the contract. Oh, her dress is so pretty. The way the conversation goes silent when Christian pulls up. They're pouring champagne in teacups. Oh, I think it's because they're at Anastasia's apartment. Is that the only cups they have? That's kind of a nice detail that she's moving and so she doesn't have like wine glasses out. So they're using like little plastic teacups. I wasn't paying attention to the BDSM plot. I was too focused on the cups. Oh my god, this part? He buys her a car? Talking about presumptuous. Also, it's bright red. At least buy a neutral car. What a dick. She went, Christian, that's a car. And he went, you don't miss much, do you? I hate you. He sold her car. What if it had sentimental value? I always skip this scene. It's her graduation day, dude. This is weird. Girl, get out of there. This is the one scene we see of Kate being concerned about this relationship. We should have had more of this, because this is a really concerning relationship. If a friend of mine was in a relationship like that, I'd be so worried. Like, okay, plot hole. She talks about how she went to the doctor to get birth control, and she says, after I start the pill. But in 50 Shades Freed, when she finds out she's pregnant, the doctor is like, the shot is almost 100% effective if you take it regularly. The shot? What does this mean? Oh, am I about to watch another sex scene? Really don't want to. Should I skip it? That would be like ruining the integrity of this watch though, right? Should I skip this? Don't go down. I can't believe this is in a movie theater. Do you think he actually knew how to tie those knots? Maybe that's like a stunt. Stunt hand tying a knot. Yeah, I literally never make it more than like 2 minutes into this scene. Even like the first watch I had, I did not watch this. Can you guys hear all this moaning? I love this dress. It's this like pink. Look at that. Well, don't look at him. He's ugly. He's sexy, I'm sorry. Look at that. She looks awesome. I want to have a Mr. Grey counter. 50 Shades drinking game. Every time they say Mr. Grey, you take a shot. Dead by morning. Stifling was a good word. She used the word stifling to describe the heat in Georgia. Okay, English lit. I think the movie's almost over, right? We still got 30 minutes? I'm not sure if, like, her signing the contract would change anything about the way she felt about the situation. He's like, if you just signed the contract, like, it'll all be okay. And she's like, I'm telling you that my issue is with the things in the contract. Would it kill you to buy her a flower or two? He goes, having dinner with a friend tonight. And she's like, wait a second. He doesn't have any friends except the child abuser. Christian just texted her a weird stalkery text and she went, holy fuck, which is really the only appropriate reaction. She should have been doing that the whole time. He's like, do you want to have sex? Weird question. He sounds so fake angry. He's not a good actor. I'm gonna skip this one. Sorry. I really don't want to. Wow, I don't think I've moved in like 5 minutes. I was really transfixed by that. He said 50 Shades. Guys, credits. We got there. 50 Shades of fucked up. Once again, all the way naked while he's just like in a shirt. I don't think I've ever watched this scene. This is another one I've always skipped. Jesus. Like, does he derive some sort of pleasure from this? Like, he's not even doing anything. He's just standing there with, like, all his clothes on. Damn, she is all the way naked. This is crazy. Oh, he's so sweaty. It's crazy that this happens and they still get married. Wow, when did he get so sweaty? Okay, this is the most abrupt ending in a movie ever. It just ends. She said no and he went, what? And the movie ends. Like, what? Alright, that was my live reaction. I hope you enjoyed. Bye! Okay, I just finished watching the movie. Here are some general overarching thoughts. So, I think I'd rate this movie like a 5 out of 10. Perfectly average. I think a lot of my enjoyment came from laughing at things that you're not really supposed to laugh at, but also I laughed at things that they intended for me to laugh at, so I think that's something, you know? It works. So some things I liked. I like that it's set in Seattle. It's just kind of a unique place to set a movie in. Like, the only other thing I can think is set in Seattle was iCarly, which is a very different tone, so I'm really getting the full spectrum of Seattle characters over here. I like that the movie sort of looks washed out and gray, because it's called 50 Shades of Grey. Actually, I'm not sure if I liked that, but I noticed it, so I think the movie shot well. It's perfectly fine to watch, you know. I like that Anna works in a hardware store, even though she's an English lit major. Why? I also liked all the romantic montages with like pop songs, but they're like ridiculous romantic like he takes her on like a plane ride and like a helicopter ride because he's a billionaire. He can just do that. They should have done more like billionaire activities, I think. Like all these weird like vehicle activities. Like I think you could have done more, right? Oh, I liked all the pop songs because they were from like surprisingly big artists. Like, why was Beyonce there? I guess I just don't really have a concept of how big this movie was because it came out when I was in middle school. So it felt like it was like this big taboo subject. I was in like 6th grade. I was like 10 or like 12 or something. But everyone in my grade would like pull up the sample pages on Kindle and be like, ooh. So I don't really have a concept of this movie outside of everyone talking about how scandalous it is. I also liked the scene where they negotiate the contract at like the conference table. It's fun. Like I like it. It's their back and forth is fun, and I also like the shot of them like sitting at the conference table with like red lighting in the back. It's very intense, but very cool. Moving on to some things I didn't like. These are less like specific. Number 1, Christian Grey himself. He's at the top of this list of things I didn't like. He's a walking red flag with so many issues. And also his actor isn't good, so he's not even like fun and charming about it. He's just like kind of an asshole, and he's a red flag. I also didn't like all the graphic sex scenes, but I also understand that I'm watching a 50 Shades movie, so there's not much I can do about that. Like, that's the point of the movie. So maybe I should just like cancel this one out of the list. This is just something I personally was struggling with as I was watching. Like when I was watching it those 3 times, I would skip all the sex scenes because I was like, oh, I just like all the hijinks that go on around the sex scene. I don't know. I'm aware that the way I watch movies is bad. I think that the ending is super abrupt and weird. Like there's like a parallel to like the beginning when they meet and like the elevator doors close and they go like Anna, Christian. It was just really sudden. And then there's like a black screen for like just a little too long before like the end credit song sets in. I wish that had been like a little bit shorter. I was like, did my TV turn off? Oh, I kind of wish we had gotten more time with other characters. There are like all these stray characters running around, and they're all like kind of important. Like Christian's mom is kind of important, and Anna's roommate is kind of important. Like they keep showing these shots of Kate being like concerned about the relationship. It doesn't go anywhere. Like you don't spend any time with Kate other than when Christian and Anna are there. Like Anna's talking about Christian. Come to think of it, this movie does not pass the Bechdel test. But I just wish we had spent more time with those side characters because they're important, you know? Not like important, but they're there. Like you want me to know who they are. Like the next movie just like I think Christian's sister just walks in and I'm supposed to know who she is even though she was in one shot of this movie, like the first movie, and it was her speaking French at like a dinner and she was in the worst wig I've ever seen. And also in the next movie she has like platinum blonde hair and it's like straight and it's not that wig and that wig is the worst thing I've ever seen, so I associated her as like bad wig girl. And then she walks in and I'm like, who's that? I think that's about it of like the things I really didn't like, but those are like big, like they're overarching issues that were like present throughout the whole movie, so they're just like a bit more noticeable, I think. I'm sure there are more that I'm just not thinking about. Like I'm sure there are a ton of nitpicks in my commentary. That's to be expected. Like this isn't a great movie. All in all, I enjoyed the movie for what it is. I guess that's all I can ask for. Anyway, thanks for watching. I have no idea how long this video is going to be, but I'm assuming kind of long because I had an hour and a half of footage watching this movie. Yeah, so I did put a lot of effort into this video, so if you did make it here by some miracle, feel free to give me a like or like a comment. Anything would be great. I think that's about all I have to say on this movie. Thanks for watching. See you later. Bye.